What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Still, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing
Playing with
good.
toilet paper or some shit over there? I don't know.
I don't know what it is either, but I was gonna try to put it around my head like a little
It
"don't
looks like
touch
a
the
hat
butts."
stay thing almost, like that you would buy, but it's not.
It's the doggy cone, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm good. Great. Jaguars didn't lose this weekend. Doing good. But I am kind of sad. I'm wearing this jersey because I, I'm, I'm missing every sport known to man going on at one time, and I wish this could happen every year. I'm realizing that that's not ever going to happen again. I mean, it seems like it could happen since NBA could be pushed back till after the Olympics, so we could have
Well,
two
now
seasons at one
Silver
time.
just said today he wants it to be before Christmas when they start
That's what we
back.
need. I'm down for it, but it doesn't look like a lot of the players are.
Yeah.
I forget who it was. The VP of it wasn't Chris Paul. Whoever's under Chris Paul came out saying like not down for a pre-Christmas start.
Doesn't it normally start in November, though? Like, get the season back. Let's go.
Yeah, the preseason and the preseason games, they start late October. Like you're in
Right.
beginning October, you're in your facilities getting ready to go for the season. I don't know if it has to do with the Lakers being old as shit and
I mean, they want an off season.
quick.
I get that. I get wanting an
A lot
off
of the
season.
even the Suns who went 8-0 and literally left their heart in the bubble
Yeah.
is ready to go, has had plenty of off season, and that's one of over 18 teams that hasn't
Yeah.
played at least since then. And then there's the 12 teams that didn't even get invited to the bubble who have been out since March. So
Yeah. And what's crazy is like playoff teams never really have a rest anyway. I mean, if you play all the way into June, you barely get, because you have the off season, then preseason warm-ups and training and stuff start in October. So yeah, you're jumping right in anyway.
yeah, and if you're on most LeBron teams, you're going to play another 30 games. That's almost a half a season because they don't
Yeah.
just go 4-0 on his teams for the most part. So you're going to play another half a season, but I feel like that bubble atmosphere was very relaxed and
for sure.
normal playoff, because that takes everything out of you. The travel, the daily travel, the rigorous training you have to do to try to stay at the top, and you're in the playoffs playing playoff basketball. That's
Yeah.
absolutely asinine to think about coming back such short during a regular season. I could definitely understand where the players are coming from, but right now, come on, guys, suck it up. You had a month off. LeBron and KCP and AD are going off and seeing Anthony Edwards pro days and all that
Yeah.
stuff. You have time to relax and do that stuff. You have time to play ball, man. Let's get it going.
It's tough because I mean I understand they want to get their rest in. That's cool. Like I get it, but they also want the NBA to return back to normal. And the longer you wait, the less that can happen. Because if you want it to end in June and you start after Martin Luther King Jr. Day, then you're either going to rush a 60-game schedule or you're going to shorten it to like 45 games, and all that's bad too. So just suck it up, play, maybe make it 70 games or something so they get no back-to-backs the whole season or something like that, and just get it done.
See, I like the shortened. I like it to be shortened. I don't know about 62. But definitely try to get down to back-to-backs. We saw, what was it, 2011, 2012 when they were having all those ridiculous. I loved it. As a fan, you love it. You have great basketball games on every single day of the week. It's awesome. But again, for them, it is hellacious to do that.
Yeah.
And
if they wait till February, that's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, and it would be way worse than it was back then. And there wasn't too much complaining back then. It was the Heatles. Was that the Heatles and Mavs that year?
Yeah.
When the Mavs pulled it out. The Mavs pulled it out with one of the oldest rosters in the league at that point in time. Right. So the back-to-backs aren't too bad. It's just we're in a baby time in the NBA, and all these guys are complaining about.
Well, we got all that rest and whatever they call it.
At the end of the day, you're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game. So go and play for 5 months. Yes, it's going to be a hell of a 5 months. And if you make it into the playoffs and make it into the finals, you're going to be playing for about 7 months. But if it goes down to 62 games in 7 months and they make it really relaxed to where there's only maybe 3 games a week, then what's your complaining going to be?
I know it's different, but the majority of Americans are used to going to work 5 days a week. 40-hour weeks, 300 or 52 weeks out of the year. They get a week off for Christmas maybe, but
And
it's
then
like, hey, if you want off, you take off. You guys have a built-in. It's kind of like teachers, I guess. If teachers have to work summer school, they have to work. They don't complain about it. Like it's the same thing, and they're getting paid more. Like you said, they're getting.
Yeah, a lot of America works 5 days a week, and then they wake up on Saturday and do their side job so they can make
or their housework or whatever
really
it is that they got to do.
They have Sundays off, and then let's say you go to church, or you got to watch football with the boys or whatever it may be. A lot of people really don't get time off to rest. You might have time off of work, but you're more than likely not resting.
I don't rest, and I don't even work that hard.
So hearing that type of complaining coming from them guys, it's laughable. But I understand it to a certain point. If they did try to cram an 82 season starting out right before Christmas time, that would be very demanding on your body and on your mental.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they could shorten to 62. You could still get a really good season out of that. And who cares about the regular season in the NBA anyways?
Exactly.
Honestly, like, let's be honest with ourselves. So, and I kind of feel like that's what a lot of these teams are worried about. Like, you don't hear the Cavs complaining. You don't hear the Warriors complaining right now because they know they don't give a damn if they're 62 games.
It's funny because it's the playoff teams that are complaining, and they're going to make the playoffs regardless of how.
Well, the Warriors are about to come out and show the league, like, oh, you forgot about us. I mean, I know they don't have any of their fans anymore. All of their fans are in LA now.
But they're going to have Anthony Edwards to go with all these boys. It's going to be nice.
Crazy. That's going to be fun to watch. But fuck the Warriors. But yeah, you don't see any of these teams complaining that aren't going to have anything to do with the playoffs, but they still are going to have to play the same regular season schedule. And that's what everybody's worried about. Like, dude, if you're really that worried, we're in the load management era. Don't play. Fake an injury, pull a hamstring. Like, do what you got to do to where you can take 2 weeks off since you're such a little pussy and you don't want to play basketball.
Yeah, if they gave me any sort of money, if they gave me $100,000 and said I had to play 48 minutes a night every single game, I'd be like, all right, let's go.
Dude, give me $40,000 and tell me I'm going to play basketball for that $40,000. I just have to play 4 days a week. You got to play 4 games a week, 48 minutes a game. And we might give me 46 minutes because I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. I mean, they got a lot of TV timeouts now, so who knows? But I'm playing about 8.
Rest in there, yeah.
You get the under 4 minutes, and there's probably going to be a timeout. Somebody's might call a timeout. You might have a TV timeout. So I don't have to run 8 minutes straight. I might be able to do it. But you're going to pay me $40,000 to go play in the NBA, go play basketball. I get to go play basketball. Let's do it, dude.
For sure. No, I agree. But you know, they've been fighting the hard fight of owners really owning the players. I know they're called owners for the team, but I wanted to say that. But and they're fighting that, and that's fair. I love that. I think they deserve more rights than they had in the past, but this isn't one of those situations. This is just the season's got to get going. We got to play basketball. So.
I don't know who did the hockey's player thing, but whoever got that thing orchestrated needs to go to the NFL and the NBA and show them all some pointers because it seems like both sides of the stick on that end are really happy.
Hockey's a lot of foreigners too. That could affect things. I don't know what the situation's like over in Russia. Well, I don't know what the situation's like over in Russia. And the owners could be like, listen, you're getting paid here. So, hey, you have to. And they're like, oh, you're right. So.
Well, I don't really know what their CBA is and all that stuff. I'm not too much into hockey. I kind of wish we could get Eddie on here at some point to talk about the stuff. But from what you hear in sports talk and stuff is that finally players got what they deserved in a CBA, and it happened through hockey this year, which is awesome that in a year of hell that 2020 has been, they were able to come out and do something like that. But the NBA needs that. But also at the end of the day, how much say do they really need? Because if it comes down to the players having more than, if they have 50%, 51% of the say, it's not more so. I'm about to sound really, really bad here. You're not going to be able to get away with having an 82 game season this year or a 62 game season. We'd have so many more lockouts and lockdowns. No, we're not doing it because it's not worried about the money anymore. And it's not worried about the fans anymore. It's more so about the players and what they want. And that's the product. That's like gasoline being able to have up their own mind saying, we don't want to go in the cars anymore. We want to stay in the earth.
Right.
Like keep us in natural crude oil or whatever it starts out as. Like, what? No. So that's the only thing that I'm concerned about. is the more the players have, the more the fans are going to miss out on if they really at the end of the day say, no, we're not stepping on the court.
Well, see, it needs to be treated like a job. It just does. I know it's entertainment. I know they're having fun. I know it's whatever. But if I don't want to work for my company, I don't have to work. But there's other people that will work, and they are offering me the chance to do what I want. I mean, my bosses are awesome. They allow me to do flexible schedules. I work an hour earlier than the office, quote unquote, is open, and I leave an hour earlier than it, quote unquote, closes. I can go do things. I get my lunch, and I can flex that. I could take it at any time of the day, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting these perks, but at the end of the day, it's still their company. And if I don't want to bend to whatever they want to do, then I don't have to. Go get a new job somewhere else. And they can do that themselves too. They can go get another job anywhere else. So
yeah. And that's why I'm excited for all these young stars coming in. I mean, this draft, it seems weak, but we didn't really get too much to see out of a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
But more so, it's more than just who has the number one pick and who's going to do something. Nowadays, we have a good 15, 20 players in each draft that are going to be able to touch a franchise. And that's what I like to see, because a lot of these guys who are getting too big for their britches, we can be like, all right, bye. See you.
Right.
Have a good one.
I'm ready to see the 15 seconds or less Nets come out and just try to run this thing, because
I want to
Steve
see
Nash,
Mohamed
Mike
Abu-
D'Antoni, the guy that was actually their coach. What's his name? Vince Vaughn? No, not Vince Vaughn. What's his name? Jock Vaughn? Whatever it is. Jock Vaughn, I think. He stayed on. So they really have like this full team of head coaches. They don't just have a head coach. They have a full team of head coaches, and they all want to go fast. They all want to do their thing. They have Kyrie. They have KD. They have the big guy that's not very good anymore. They have Jared Allen still. They for now, they still have Karis LeVert. They still have all their guys that they'll eventually get rid of somebody. But, man, that's going to be the team, and Marco's going to be happy, our buddy.
Dinwiddie, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie,
he's gone.
They have to get rid of
Dinwiddie's
somebody.
gone.
But
if Kyrie's back, Dinwiddie has to be gone. There's no way you're going to take him and only give him 18 minutes a game.
Yeah.
There's no way he's going to be.
If they do keep everybody, I mean, they can run, man. They can just run all day and let Kyrie and Dinwiddie just flip out, and Durant and LeVert just flip out and just rotate.
If they were smart, they would do it that way, because KD's coming off of his Achilles, and
Right.
we all know Uncle Drew. Ever since that movie came out, that old man has kind of came into his bones a little bit, and he can't stay healthy whatsoever. So I was pissed off whenever we sent his ass to Boston, but thankfully we did, because we got to ship out of him before his bones went brittle.
Right.
And so that'd be the smart thing to do. Keep them young guys in and switch them out, and keep them on a maybe 25, 30-minute tops.
At least in the regular season, for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Shit, even in the freaking, look what happened to the Golden State when KD went down. You don't want KD going down at any point at all in the season. So I don't give a damn if he can drop 40.
Story.
If he could drop 45, 50 points a game, having 40 minutes, I don't care. Give me 30 and 30. That's all I need from you.
We'll see. All right, so let's move on. I didn't get a chance. Well, I didn't get to. It wasn't my fault to talk about LAFC this week, because our game was postponed again. But one thing that I was going to bring up is that because a ruling came out this week that they are now going by points per game, because all these games are getting just canceled and whatnot, we now drop down to 5th place. And that sucks, because we have 1 win on the road this year. And if we're 5th, we'll be going on the road to Minnesota. So we have to beat Portland with this last game. And we have to hope that Minnesota loses. Or, better yet, we could get our last game canceled as well, keep that points per game up there, and let Minnesota drop down. But no, we need to win. We need to beat Portland. But it said postponed, but because of this rule, I bet it's canceled. I don't know why they would put postponed. That's so stupid. So we won't get to play San Jose, which was the easy win for us, which really sucks. So we need to beat Portland on, I think it's Saturday or Sunday, on Saturday, I guess, because it's the final day of the season and everybody plays at the same time. But we have to win, and we have to hope Minnesota does something, because we need a home game for our first game. I've said it the last 3 or 4 just off the posts. We have to be at home for our first game, or else we might be a one and done.
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely a little pissed off. I know BB, Bob Bradley, I'm calling him Double B now. He was pissed off when he saw that the San Jose game was canceled.
Yeah.
Because that's a definite, especially since it went to the points per game.
Yeah.
That was a definite. Oh shit, we just got a little bonus
Yeah, we
bag
can add
tonight.
3 to this bad boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
easily. And now that's gone, and now you got to play Portland. But last game, it was a draw, 1-1, and it could have easily went 3-1 either way, LAFC or Portland. So it's gonna be a tough one, man.
well, what's sucks for us is that Portland needs to win as well, because if they win, they will clinch their number one spot, and so they'll be the number one team in the entire thing. So that kind of sucks for us. I really was hoping that they would be just done with it, but since KC's game also got canceled, that pretty much pushes Portland up to the top spot. So that's going to be tough if they need that just as much as we do. So we can hope if KC has a midweek game, not sure if they do. If they do, because we don't, unless they reschedule that San Jose game, we don't have a midweek game. Let's watch whatever game KC is playing and let's root against KC, because that would make Portland be clinched and they might take it easy the last game of the season. So
That'd be awesome if this Char didn't play, had their third string goalkeeper and just slide them.
Because I'm sure the playoffs are going to start just like that, right? Because of this short and quick season. So yeah, if we can get the rest from Portland to get us the win to bump us in, that'd be huge. So that's what I wanted to bring up soccer wise. But what's up?
Real quick, had they brought out in the playoffs? Are they still going to stick to this same day travel shit?
Well, weirdly enough, the game we just played was who did we just play? Vancouver? I don't remember. But whoever we just played, they were able to travel the day before our game, and they stayed at a hotel. Oh, Dallas, Houston. We just played Houston, and they traveled the day before. So maybe they're starting to lift that a little bit. That would be really nice. But who knows? I don't know. I think it changes every day what they're going to do with that.
Because we have to do that same day travel in the 5th seed. That's really going to be a really big bite in the ass.
Especially if it's to Minnesota, because that's a long trip. It's not like we're just going to San Jose or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Vela's back. Completely different team with Vela's out on the pitch. And it's an extra. Might not have been able to play. The game got postponed, but it's extra time to try to figure out what the hell they want to do with all these forwards.
But it's not extra time to get him into game shape, which really sucks, because I'm sure he was going to get to play at least a full half instead of just 20 minutes. Yeah. Now we can't do that. And you can only simulate so much at practice. Practice is very different from a game. So
yeah, for sure.
He'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm confident in our team if they're at full strength. So at least the rest means we're not hurting anybody else. So that's good. All right.
I need my internet to get back to full strength, man. This is getting ridiculous.
You think it's your internet or your computer still? Or like a combination?
It's definitely the computer, absolutely. But the internet has been kind of fidgety the last couple of days. All these storms definitely isn't helping.
Ooh, Florida storming over there?
Dude, bad. I walked outside to go get in the lift, and I almost blew away. It's been bad. If it's not actual storm, it's just
sports
cloud.
Transition. Not that we're going to talk about football yet, but did you see the wind in Cleveland over the weekend?
Dude, apparently it was projected to be everywhere. Like the whole Lake Erie, the big lake movement stuff is going crazy right now. Minnesota apparently was supposed to be wild there too. Maybe that's why Aaron Rodgers sucked and Dalvin Cook went off.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's a great transition. Yeah, it was supposed to be a big. I was watching McAfee, and he was making all his picks, and he was making asinine picks, and I'm like, what are you talking like? You really think this is going to happen? And they started bringing up the whole lake surge with the winds and all that stuff. And yeah, Cleveland.
That there was that field goal kick that was just ridiculous. But we actually had our crazy winds as well. This is normal for us around October, November. We get what's called the Santa Anas, and it's these hot winds that come up. But they started a fire right down the street from my freaking house. And no lie, so it started the fire started at like 8:30 a.m., right? And they were like, it's a 50-acre fire at 8:30 a.m. At 11 a.m., it was 11,000 acres already, because the wind was up to 85-mile-an-hour gusts. Just going, bro. It was crazy. So luckily that fire is good. Obviously, I'm still in my shithole of an apartment, so I didn't have to evacuate or do anything. Our buddy Marco had to evacuate. I believe he is back home now, though. So
Whoa, awesome.
everything's fine. So luckily, nobody that I knew got hurt. But yeah, that was less than 15 miles up the road from my house.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
With all these, like, I mean, I guess in the Raiders game, they were both kind of flinging it. But in the Minnesota Packers game, Minnesota knew what was going down with this win. Kirk Cousins flinged the ball 14 times, and Dalvin Cook ended up with, I didn't even know Ahmad Rashad played football. I just thought he was a sports talker.
I think that's a different Ahmad Rashad, isn't it?
I have no
Gotta
idea.
be a different, because I heard that too, and I was like, "That's not the Ahmad Rashad."
I thought he was just a sports talker.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a different. I'm pretty sure it's a different Ahmad Rashad.
But yeah, Dalvin Cook was able to do a record, the Ahmad Rashad tie record from like the 60s, and then here Aaron Rodgers is throwing it 40 plus times into a blowout loss against the 1-5 Vikings. But like, and you in California, you expect these Santa Ana wins and stuff like that. And in all these places, they expect these wins every year. It's a thing. Why are these teams coming out and doing dumb shit? Like Josh Jacobs handled the rock a lot. And you have the Browns who are throwing Kareem Hunt and all these guys in there, not letting them get into a flow when it's a run the ball game. You have fucking God farting 58 mile an hour steady winds, and you want to throw the rock, or not even it's a run game. Let somebody get a flow. Give the rock to him 28, 30 times like they did Josh Jacobs for the Raiders, and let him go.
Even if it was a surprise win thing, right? Even if it was, which I don't know if it was. I don't live in Wisconsin. I've never lived in Wisconsin, so I have no clue. I was trying to find, but NFL.com doesn't tell me. But I know that the temperatures were back down in ridiculously cold temperatures too, which is very common for Lambeau, though. So it's kind of weird that Green Bay was the team that was struggling, that Aaron Rodgers, who has been in Green Bay since being drafted, was the guy struggling. But the coaches, mind you, I don't know how much they know other than just head knowledge, but they haven't experienced when it's cold weather, you hand the ball to your stud running back, which is what Minnesota did, and it worked for them. That's the cold weather game plan. It's always been the cold weather game plan, but it's different when you have to put it into action and you have to tell Aaron Rodgers, hey, we got to take the ball out of your hands, man. It's too cold, too windy, too crazy.
Yeah, it's not even it's just the wind and all that. So, I mean, I don't understand it. I was expecting seeing a lot of low scores. I mean, which there was a good bit.
Yeah.
But I damn sure wasn't expecting the Browns to lose to the Raiders and it be a 16-9 game at that. I figured it was going to be like a 35-24 type game. And I didn't expect the Packers to get shut out by Mother Nature either.
Right.
I mean, they didn't have
they
didn't have Aaron Jones. So that really put a big strain on their offense if they did want to run the ball. But who's the other kid? Jamal Adams?
Yeah.
He's
somebody like that, yes.
Yeah, he's good. No, they have Devontae Adams as the receiver, and then Jamal Williams, maybe is his name.
Maybe Jamal Williams. I don't really know.
But yeah, it was crazy to see. Absolutely crazy.
Well, another team that we didn't expect to win, and it was different. It wasn't crazy windy, even though it's up in the same general area, was Joe Burrow finally got his second win and just crushed the Titans, made your Jags look a little better. He was slinging the ball all over the place. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are now just running away with MVP, but it's going to be Joe Burrow as long as we'll talk about Justin Herbert in a little bit, but as long as he keeps giving away easy wins at the end of the game. Joe Burrow, the only silver lining Herbert had was that maybe the Chargers could make the playoffs, could win and make the playoffs. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But Joe Burrow, if he starts turning this around and getting a few big wins as well, he's the easy MVP or Rookie of the Year, not MVP. But
for sure, I last week I said the only reason Justin's going to get it over Joey Burrow is because Joey Burrow's only going to have one win this year. Well, now they might get two.
They might win more games than the Chargers because the Chargers.
I feel so bad for Justin.
The most fourth quarter leads in the NFL,
this was Justin Herbert's fourth potential win that got ripped right out of his soul.
Exactly.
And we're not even halfway through the fucking season.
They had, I think, a double-digit win in the fourth quarter in 3 of those 4 losses. It's ridiculous. I didn't watch a lot of the game. I was watching Red Zone, so they steer clear of Broncos games for the most part. But when it started getting close, man, like they still actually didn't really show a whole lot, but the Broncos are not a team that can come back. Like that's what's so crazy is Drew Lock hasn't looked that good. Vic Fangio is terrible. And somehow
Dude,
they lucked into that win.
Drew Lock's arm is the most what's the word? What is it when you have two different personalities?
Schizophrenic?
I don't know.
Oh, bipolar. That's what
yeah. He has the most bipolar arm in the world. He throws dimes. Or he just throws it 18 yards across the guy's body or throws it 5 yards behind him and lets his receivers die.
Yeah.
But the pass to win the game last night was beautiful. And I put Drew Lock and Danny Dimes in the same category. They could be great, but they have shit offenses and temperamental arms that really don't know what to do and when to do it. Except
Danny Dimes was not great tonight, and that was the Buccaneers' saving grace because we were not great either. And our defense, it looked like we were allowing them to score. Or not score, but get yards at least. And it was so weird because the whole pregame thing from 5 to 5:15, like before the kickoff, was all about Jason Pierre-Paul and Devin White and Levante David and how this defense is shut down, blah, blah, blah. And then they came out and were up 14-3 like that. And I was like, okay, well, what's going to happen here?
But in the second half, JPP, when he made a tackle, he was thudding.
He chased down a guy on like a screen pass that he was engaged with the blocker.
Yeah.
And then like broke off the blocker, chased this dude down and made a nice tackle. And then he was engaged with the blocker again and saw Daniel Jones step up in the pocket. So instead of trying to get by his guy, he just pushed him back and then went like, so he's still just as good as he once was, but he only has like 2 fingers now. So he's just got to deal with it. But
yeah, and Devin White thudded when he made that tackle.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
But our defense was getting burnt all day by Sterling Shepard and that other guy, Darius Slayton. And Daniel Jones could not find them if you gave him like 10 seconds to look for him. He was just chucking it. And that was our saving grace because they were open by like 5 yards. I think there were 3 deep passes that he missed. One was a touchdown. The other 2 would have probably been touchdowns after the catch, but they weren't in touchdown. But
yeah, that Golden Tate seam pass, he literally threw it in we'll probably find out tomorrow from the Pro Football number people. It was like a 2% window. Yeah. Like that was a small ass window. I mean, the cornerback, he let him get over top, and when he jumped about half a second too early, and he should have got a hand on that ball. But still, that throw from Danny Dimes was in a small ass window.
Perfect, yeah.
It was perfect. Everything else was literally the opposite end of the spectrum. Was absolute ass, had no touch on it, too much touch on it, too much, just could not find that nice solid neutral.
And he just panics, man. And Brian Greasy was talking about it the entire thing. He was like, just throw it out of bounds. Every time that a defender would get a hand on him, he'd just throw it to wherever. And 3 of those times, I think Tampa Bay got to it. So
yeah, that last drive,
when he actually threw it out of bounds.
When he threw it out of bounds, and Lewis and Brian, and then what was the other guy?
Steve Levy.
Steve Levy. Yeah, he was like, you guys are getting happy about him throwing the ball. They're like, yes, he finally made the right decision.
Yeah, exactly. So
that throw into the right
but
has been deadly for him.
On the flip side, let's knock Tom Brady down a peg real quick. So my buddy, who is a Green Bay fan through and through, he thinks that Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady, and he has said that from day one.
So we're not talking about Jason Sanford.
No. And he's Homer, but he says that Tom Brady's a system quarterback. He says that he goes down if he even thinks there's pressure, blah, 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 blah. Well, today, near the end of the game, you saw that a couple times from Brady. One of the times he recovered, but he would drop back in the pocket, and if it looked like the pocket was collapsing, he'd duck down. And then twice, the Giants weren't there, so he had to stand back up and do something with it. I was like, oh, crap, that's what he's talking about, where if he even thinks there's pressure, he's like, okay, I'm going down. But one time he almost went down, then he stood back up, found a receiver for like a 25-yard pass. So it worked out. But that's kind of scary. Hopefully teams don't see that and are like, oh, all you got to do is make him think there's pressure and he's done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure. He's getting that little bit of Blaine Gabbert in his blood.
at least he
But,
doesn't throw grenades like Byron Leftwich, though. He just ducks and falls to the ground.
Yeah, but I don't know how you could compare. Like, we see Cam Newton right now in New England, and he's not doing shit. And then you also kind of see these things from Tom Brady going on at the age of 53.
43.
So,
53.
Still. But with Aaron Rodgers, yes, it doesn't matter if it's Mike McCarthy or Matt Rules and Carolina.
It's Matt
Who the hell?
LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur. Yeah. He's still doing Aaron Rodgers things, but
And
he's
McCarthy
also
is proving that he sucks as well. Also, well,
Yeah.
Dallas's injury just.
Yeah, well, there's a lot coming out saying the coaches aren't coaching, so yeah, maybe Aaron Rodgers just kind of did
does
his thing. Yeah,
Probably.
who knows? But
Well, the last football team I want to talk about, if you have points, I know you have some points coming up, but I just thought of it talking about how injury prone Dallas was. Can we light a little vigil candle for San Francisco, man? They are the team from hell this year, or they have the season from hell this year.
who knows?
And what do you mean, who knows?
2 weeks ago, they came out looking like a great team.
No injuries are just Jimmy Garoppolo went
Yeah.
down again. He's out the rest of the
He's
season.
done. Kittle's
Kittle is out pretty much the rest of the season unless they make the playoffs. So the rest of the season. Their running backs were already out. Tevin Coleman came back from injury and got injured again.
Again, yeah.
Quan Alexander isn't injured, but just got traded to the Saints. So they're just this was a team that just came off a Super Bowl and had high hopes. And like you said, when Jimmy G came back, they looked great. And now it's just like, come on, can we catch a break here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They could still figure out a way. They still have ballers on defense. Yeah, it'll be tough, but they have a good system. They have a good team. They have good coaching going on. So it's possible for them still to get into the playoffs. I wouldn't break them down. I think one of the games Jimmy G was out, they put up like 40 points in a win. So I don't know if I'd count them out, but
I hope that's the team we play then if they make the playoffs.
get them in the divisional round.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because, I mean, other than that, it's what, the Rams or the Saints, if those are the three that make it. Because the Rams and Saints look like they're probably going to be wild card or us, but 2 out of our division, 2 out of their division. So if it's the 49ers, yeah, that's the team I'd much rather face.
And it's shit like that makes me respect the Patriots a little bit more, of how hard it is to consistently come out year in and year out and be able to perform and not have to sustain so many injuries. And we just heard, I don't know if you heard it, but Bill Belly was on some radio show and he admitted, like, yeah, we sold out. We won 3 rings. We got to a 4th Super Bowl that we didn't win. And now we're stuck with no salary cap. Like,
right,
it happens. Yeah. So, I mean.
Well, and then they were still half a yard away from beating the Bills today or Sunday. But Cam Newton ended up fumbling the football, which is pretty funny because they took the ball out of Cam Newton's hands. They weren't letting him throw anything other than like 4-yard little dump offs. They were like, listen, you've been killing us. You are the reason we have all these losses. We're going to take the ball out of your hands. And then at the end of the day.
Well, and they had nobody to throw to. They had like 19 receptions for like 260 yards between their whole receiving core for the year. So, I mean, and the fact that they're not going out. I mean, the Patriots really never go out and get anybody unless they're 37 years old and they can only have to pay them $400,000.
Right.
They're not going out and getting anybody trying to help out that receiving core. They've had plenty of time to get Julian help. And now Julian's out, which we thought he was going to come back a week and a half to a game after knee surgery, but it seems like it's going to be more like 3 or 4 weeks. But they don't seem to want to get him help. So shit, let's add the Patriots to San Francisco and throw them on the old white flag train.
I think it's about time to question the Patriots draft strategies because there have been, or not even draft strategies, drafting ability to research players, because the rookie wide receiver talent pool is huge this year. There's people coming out. Even a couple years ago, these guys could have had, if you just look back at people they passed over, like Deebo Samuel, Chase Claypool, they would have went before him.
Everybody
DK,
passed
they
over
could have
DK.
gotten, but yeah, everybody. But still, like, you're passing these guys, and And something's got to, they grabbed N'Keal Harry and he still hasn't done anything,
Yeah.
So maybe their drafting is a little bit suspect. Maybe the dog doesn't need to draft anymore. You remember that from the drafting? Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. Maybe, but who knows? Maybe whenever Cam got COVID, Bill was like, you know what, we're just gonna go fuck it and just try to get Trevor. And now they're just tanking for Trevor train.
And that reminds me of another hilarious thing. Did you see Sam Darnold earlier in the week before they got thrashed by KC? They were talking to him about them tanking for Trevor, basically. And he said, listen, if they draft Trevor Lawrence, that's out of my control. And I'm sitting here going, how about you try to fucking win some games? That's in your control. That's how you don't get Trevor Lawrence, you idiot. Go play better. That's how it's in your control.
And maybe that's the reason Sam Darnold hasn't really came out to fruition like a lot of experts thought he would. Maybe he just doesn't have that
He's
factor.
He's got that SoCal just mentality, bro. Yeah, he's like, whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a SoCal guy too, and he kind of has that whatever mentality.
He's
but when
like
it comes
Central
to football,
California.
But when it comes to football, he's about that business, and it just doesn't. Sam Darnold just seems like that guy.
Darnold's just about that hair, bro.
Yeah, and he's probably a smart guy, picked up the X's and O. He has a really high IQ, but other than that, he just doesn't have it. Right. And like if that's me and I get asked about Trevor Lawrence, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, good luck getting him when we have 4 wins at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my response. Like, get the fuck out of here with that dumb question. You're really gonna ask the starting quarterback about the potentially best college quarterback we've seen since Tim Tebow? Go Gators.
If he had 400 yards a game and 25 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, when they asked him that question, then maybe he could say, hey, it's out of my control. But when you're the reason that your team kind of sucks, then maybe you should take a little bit of ownership and go, hey, I could play better, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Well, I mean, maybe he's just hoping he can end up getting traded. Did you heard about that, right? The Avery Williamson dude?
No.
So this dude, he's New York Jets. He's a linebacker. Went to sleep 0-8.
Oh, the guy that went to the Steelers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Woke up 7-0. Literally went to sleep as the most defeated team player on the team that sucks the most, and woke up undefeated. Hasn't been beaten yet this year. That's insane. And he posted, I'm not going to show it. I don't know if we'll get in trouble for that
Probably.
or not.
Especially on YouTube. YouTube shuts down everything.
Yeah, on his Instagram, he was in full uniform, like as if he just got out of the game, on the side of the road with an umbrella, like tagging off.
Oh,
like,
I saw that. Yeah.
He's like, off the PA. Like, dude, that's awesome. That has to be absolutely amazing, especially with everything coming out saying Adam Gase is just an ass of a coach, an ass of a person. And that whole organization just seems to be dudded right now. Like, could you imagine just waking up every day pissed off that you have to go be on the New York Jets football team?
Yeah.
And then you wake up seeing that you're going to be with Mike Tomlin, who is one of the best player coaches in the league. And, they still haven't lost a fucking game. Like, and
their schedule gets
amazing.
Easier the rest of the year. I mean, they still have to play Baltimore again, but it's at home. And then I think they avoid the Chiefs. They avoid all the best AFC teams, I think, except the Ravens. So
let's talk about that game a little bit. So that game was absolutely amazing. I was talking to Eddie. He told me, I don't know how this game isn't a primetime game, which I don't know if when they did the whole TV slate, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, it's been the last, 2 or 3 years that Pittsburgh really hasn't had too many primetime games, but you could see Big Ben literally has a brand new arm. Like, it's new. There's nothing wrong with this thing. It's got 0 miles. We just dropped a new motor in the 65 Impala. Let's get it. And, we have a rookie that's going to put Juju Smith-Schuster back in the slot where he went off when his bike got stolen and became a national phenomenon. Like, I don't know how the TV people didn't know that this team was going to go off this year, but it's been absolutely
of course,
amazing.
Against the former MVP or the reigning MVP, I guess, until he doesn't have it anymore, which will be later. Like, how is that? How is Dallas and Philadelphia ever going to be better than that game?
Dude,
I don't know.
Check this. How does a team get over 200 rushing yards and outpass them, have more passing yards, and still lose a fucking game? That's what happened
Jackson
to the
gave
Ravens.
them the football in some very prime situations.
I mean, that the second play of the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know what Lamar Jackson was feeling. He seemed kind of starstruck, which is weird because he's done
it did
all.
seem like
He's
the moment
played
was
these
swinging
guys
for him,
before.
didn't it?
Yeah, and he's played these guys multiple times. He's played the Chiefs now twice in bigger games. So, and he's been in the playoffs. He's played these massive games. I don't know.
Let's see. In the playoffs, he's kind of.
Well, no, I know, but those are the times he's supposed to be starstruck. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if experience makes you better in the moment, he should have the experience for this game, for a Halloween game, basically, at home against Pittsburgh. I don't know why that was he definitely looked jittery. He didn't look like he had.
Doesn't this? I mean, they're not going on a 14-game win streak right now, but doesn't it just seem like somebody took the swag bag out of the facility during the offseason there? It's even when they're rolling, it just doesn't seem like they have that child's play.
Yeah,
bad movie,
definitely.
but that childish football backyard happiness, giggly
Yeah.
feeling going on. I mean, they're not the Chiefs swag surfing as they're blowing out the Jets.
Exactly, but they were last year. That's what I'm saying. There's none of that big trust. There's none of that stuff going down on the sideline like there was last year. Just like you said, yeah, that's true. I mean, they got to find their fun again.
Even when they had the lead and they were looking at Lamar Jackson, he looked concerned. He looked worried. He looked like he didn't want to have to go back out there and try to get the lead back again.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have. They have two of the Jaguars players, so their defense should be great.
Yeah. I mean, their defense was great. That's why they outrushed the Steelers by 250 yards and
sucks.
outpassed them. Everything
Yannick
else.
and Calais have 9 sacks between them, and I think the Jaguars have like 5 all season.
Well, to go back to Kansas City, Pat Mahomes threw 7 passes or 5 touchdown passes or whatever, and Sam Darnold has 5 all year. So,
since COVID got Cam, he has 0 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and like 3 fumbles, 1 lost.
Yeah, and they were talking a lot of shit about how good what's his name is that nobody even thinks about anymore. Who's their backup QB now?
Stidham?
Yeah, they were talking a
So
lot
how
of shit
about-
about how good he is.
So how about the Jaguars go and get old Mike Glennon, the solid bull backup, just in case anything happens? I do want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
How fucking stupid is it that we have a bye week and we come out and see, oh yeah, Gardner Minshew, our franchise quarterback, has been playing with multiple fractures and torn ligaments in his thumb.
Yeah.
What? Like how? That's complete. If I'm Shad Khan and I wake up and I hear that from my people, I tell Doug, Dave, Todd, everybody in the building to get the fuck out. Like, why would you do that? That is the stupidest thing on this throwing hand. Like, did you not see last year Drew Brees ended up having to have surgery because of the same thing? Like, and this kid's only 22, 23 years old. Don't fuck up.
And you guys aren't going to the NFC Championship, or
Yeah.
you'd be AFC in this situation, but
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's
like-
zero reason for it. Put Mike out there. Let him do his thing. But
go get Ryan Fitzpatrick. Get you a
Dude.
little bit of Fitzmagic going.
we don't even need that. So that kid that I told you about that we drafted in the 6th round, that it was a battle between them two. I'm not even going to be able to find his name before.
Right.
Yeah, Jake Luton. He got the start over Mike Glennon.
How'd you guys do? I mean, I assume
We don't
not
know yet.
great.
We had a bye week.
Oh,
We had a bye
okay.
week this week. But he gets the start next week against Houston. Jake Luton does over Mike Glennon.
Well, that's because they want to see if they need to draft a new QB. I
Well,
think that's all they
they
want to do.
They told them that they were going to be in battle. They had 2 days, and after the second day of battles, Jake, I guess, was the obvious clear-cut front
Who
runner
is
to
this
start
kid?
the game.
Where's he from?
Shit, I don't know,
Glutton?
bro.
Like
Jake
the
Jake
same-
Luton.
Oh,
No, Jake Luton.
never heard of that guy.
Luton. Let's see here. Jake Luton is no shit. He's a quarterback. Where's he from?
He doesn't
University of Idaho.
Oh boy.
Yeah. 6th round pick to the Jaguars, but starting over Mike Glennon, who obviously is a great quarterback in the NFL.
He's a good backup for sure.
Yeah, he is a good backup, but
We had him for a long time.
But I'm excited, man. I'm hoping he can come out and shut out Houston. Houston is absolute ass this year, so
Yeah, for sure.
it should be easy to. I mean, Deshaun Watson usually always tears us apart, but it's usually him and Hop who does that. So that's not this year. Kenny Stills isn't shit, so I'm not really too concerned with them. But yeah, it's just F our organization, not our whole organization. Shad Khan means well. I really do love him as an owner. But F our GM Dave Caldwell, F Doug Marone now. I've been on the Doug Marone train. I love Doug Marone. But you're the head coach. There's no way in hell you didn't know this was going on. No way you didn't know that he had a torn. I get a fracture. I can get it. Tape it up. Don't let it move. When you throw the ball, it's not coming off. It's more of a snap that you're really going to hurt. It's and when you throw it, if you hit a helmet, it's really going to hurt.
But it could be affected by tape, though. I'm saying his throw could be affected by tape.
Oh, for sure. But right when that ligament starts getting fucked with, you're out. You're done. You're gone. You're sitting. You're getting surgery. You're doing what you got to do.
As soon as you guys lost to the Bengals, I'd be like, all right, you're good, buddy. We're fine.
Man. It sucks, but hey, man. Hopefully we'll have our next franchise quarterback in Jake Luton. No, I'm kidding.
I think that's why you're doing it, though, to see if you need to draft a new QB. Not like in the first round to replace Minshew or anything, but another later round guy to say we need somebody to at least compete.
I don't think Gardner's our guy. Unfortunately, he just in today's NFL, Pat Mahomes is way above his age, and Lamar's even going to, after the year he had last year, he's not going to repeat that in his career again. I don't believe so. But in this day and age, if you're going to be a passer like Minshew is, he's a passer. I mean, he can do stuff with his legs, but you're not going to open up a playbook with 15, 20 plays for his legs.
Right.
If you're going to be a passer in this league and play for 12, 15 years, you can't be the quarterback Minshew is. I love him. He's a great guy. He's a fun guy to watch on the field. But unless you're the Chiefs and you have 15 players that run a 4-3 or under and can get the ball within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage and do what they want with it, he's not going to be able to do anything good in this league for a long time. He might be able to get us 8-10 wins and get us into the playoffs. Like he's the next Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's going to be the Minshew magic instead of the Fitz magic next. And it sucks. It sucks for him, but he's going to be able to make a career in the NFL, which not a lot of people can say. But it's not Minshew time in Jacksonville anymore. So I am totally down with Josh Fields, way more than I am Trevor Lawrence. Except I will say that BC Clemson game has me a lot more on the Trevor Lawrence train than before. Because
but that ukulele, the guy's name is Ukulele, right? Like the musical instrument.
I think it's ukulele.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably how you say the real instrument anyway. But he came out in the second half. I think he was just a little bit nervous, probably. I mean, he's finally playing for Clemson. Like, that's huge. Because in the second half, he looked great. And, of course, led them back to the win. Now, I don't expect him to do that against Notre Dame. And that really sucks for the AAC.
So, Trevor Lawrence could still play. Did you hear that?
No, I heard yesterday that he was gone.
Oh, really?
I think it was yesterday. Saturday, either Saturday or Sunday.
Well, I was told if he had symptoms before the day that the test came back positive, that he could potentially come back, because Saturday is day number 10. I mean, if it would have test came back positive on Tuesday, that Friday would be day 10, so he would be good to go for Saturday. But Saturday's day 10.
They ruled him out, but they could always change that. But what I'm saying is, I was talking to Eddie. We'll just transition to college unless you have some pro stuff to talk about. But real quick.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. I think did I get to both of them? Yeah, I did. Yeah, we're good.
So this looked like preseason, like this was going to be the year to get one of those non-major teams into the playoffs. And at this point in time, it's only Cincinnati and BYU that really have a chance. So those guys, BYU is 7-0, Cincinnati's 5-0. And they're both up there really high. But this Trevor Lawrence thing really puts a wrench in it, because I think Notre Dame's going to beat Clemson and the committee is going to go, yeah, we don't care because Trevor Lawrence wasn't there. So then when Clemson wins the ACC, they're still in there. And then, of course, the two SEC schools plus Ohio State, plus if the Pac-12 can get their head out of their asses and have anybody go undefeated, I still don't think it's a possibility. Even if the Pac-12 does what they normally do and they lose, then, like I said, a one-loss Clemson team's in there. Notre Dame beating Clemson is in there because I don't think there's another team on their schedule that could even come close to beating them. And then you have Alabama and whichever other SEC school makes it, basically. Unless, do you think if it is Georgia that makes it to the SEC championship and they lose to Alabama again, do you think that would just tell the committee, say, Lude, we can't give them a third matchup against Alabama? So
yeah, absolutely.
That's the best case for like Cincinnati then. Because if Florida does it, then it's like maybe Florida could do it.
Boise State still has a shot, right? Like, I mean, Boise, for some reason, Boise
ranked now though. Yeah,
they're 25. They've only had 2 games. They're 2-0. But yeah, they are low ranked. But at the end of it, they could be 8-0.
They don't play anybody. I don't think
they never play anybody.
Well, normally they have one game against like a big school, quote unquote big. They've been playing USC when USC sucks recently, but BYU has to be the team. Do they still play Notre Dame? Does BYU play Notre Dame during their independent?
No, because Notre Dame is in the ACC this year.
Oh yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. So do
they get to play in the ACC championship then? Notre Dame.
Yeah, they are in the ACC. So
Clemson wouldn't play then. What division are they in? I don't know shit about the ACC.
I'm not even. Let's go to standings, I guess.
Yeah,
I might be able to find standings.
I knew that they played an ACC schedule. I didn't know that they were like in the ACC.
Oh, it's not showing them.
Yeah, I don't think they're like in the standings. I think they just got adopted into the schedule.
And they just took a check from them. So that's
basically they got paid to play all of the ACC teams. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, they're here. Atlantic Coast Conference, and there's no divisions. It looks like this year for the ACC. Okay, so it's still going to be Notre Dame and Clemson. So they're going to get to play again, unless Miami can not be Miami, but I doubt that's going to happen. So they're going to get to play again with Trevor Lawrence. So potentially, if Cincinnati goes undefeated or BYU goes undefeated, there's a chance. But with all that being said, UCF fans, don't hate me. I want us to win on November 21st or 24th or whatever hell day it is. I want us to beat Cincinnati. I want us to throw a wrench in that system. But if not, I will be cheering for Cincinnati if they end up making the playoffs or doing something crazy. Keep the chaos.
I feel like everybody who's a part of the American, their college, they should. It would be so huge for the conference to be able to get that. So much money towards the conference. And to show them, hey, motherfuckers, we are part of the power. We are the power of the American. And throw some respect on that name.
And Cincinnati is good this year, dude.
Bro.
They are killing it. These games that are supposed to be close, they played SMU and Memphis in back-to-back weeks.
And SMU has been...
crushed them. Both of them. Just crushed them by like 35 points a pop. So it's
and
it's
SMU
not
just
really
beat the shit out of Navy.
SMU's still ranked. That's how good. Like normally when an AAC team loses, they're unranked. But that's how good SMU's been doing. Cincinnati has scored 198 points and has let in 60 points this year through 5 games. That's crazy, man.
How about this Coastal Carolina team? You seen them?
Yeah, but they play nobody. They absolutely play nobody. But they're crushing
nobody. Beating the shit out of them.
I get it, but yeah,
that's like Melody in the Florida Christian Athletic League.
Liberty just got ranked for the first time in school history.
Hey yo!
So shout out to the Flamers.
Let's go Flamers!
So they're just the Flames, but we have a lot of good friends that go to Liberty or went to Liberty. I don't know anybody that goes there now, but Liberty Flames.
What does it make?
Yeah, it's basically a phoenix, I think, like rising from the flames. Because it's a bird. I'm
so
sure
what does it say?
Phoenix. Yeah, probably something like that. I don't. When they score a touch or when they get like first down, like you know how the Jaguars have their like Jaguar roar.
Just have the choir be like.
But yeah, so the Liberty Flames finally, and they're killing people too. But they're still in like the beginning. The two guys there. Liberty is independent, I think, this year or every year. But so.
I don't know who their coach is, but I guess they had to hire him a couple years ago because Liberty has been trending up the last couple years.
Yeah. In a lot of sports, too. They're a lot like UCF, but like 5 years back. Like they're starting to get better. They're good. They've always been good at baseball. That was kind of their sport. But now they're better at basketball and they're better at football. So They're getting there.
Maybe
man.
they finally realized that they could take all the. I mean, Virginia doesn't have great athletes. Virginia Tech and Virginia
In
sucks,
baseball they do. I think that's.
But hey, they just
thing.
started taking all of them. Hey, we're winning a lot more than them. Yeah, we're not in the ACC, but we're not going to lose.
But we don't
either.
lose every game either. Yeah, exactly. It must be. But yeah, so hey, shout out there. UCF is struggling, but technically they still have a chance to make it to the conference because they took out conference or divisions in the AAC as well. So all we have to do is have one of either Tulsa or Cincinnati lose 2 games or 3 games, I guess, actually.
Is there any way Heupel lasts through the season?
Absolutely. He's not going anywhere this season unless we lose out the rest of the way. So even if we lose to Cincinnati, like if we beat Cincinnati and Cincinnati loses again, we can go face Tulsa in the SEC or AAC championship potentially, but it's going to be hard. But no, he's not going anywhere unless we lose to USF by like 50 points. Then maybe he'll be gone, but that's not going to happen. USF is terrible. I love it.
Yeah.
Cows
So
are bad.
UCF. But anyways, let's transition to a coach of the
UCF
people.
is 4-2, bro, and looking a lot better the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they have been. I'll be nice.
The Cows are shitty.
Yeah, they absolutely suck. Who is their coach now?
I don't know if they have one. I think they're just sending people. It's like when you play youth league and that coach like doesn't.
They have the what do they do? What is it that they do in college with the students? They're like managers or something.
The team manager.
What if they have a team manager being the head coach right now?
Might as well, dude. I had that happen in one of my youth
Let's do the
basketball
proclamation of the annexation of Puerto Rico on 3.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had that happen in one of my youth basketball leagues, which is I was trying to find their coach and I can't find it, but yeah. So we were basically the outcast team, the shitty team that nobody wanted, because I guess coaches do drafts. I don't know, but I got put on a team with J.R. McCray, and I was happy because I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to win. And then he was pissed because he was like, yeah, fuck this team. So he left. He forced them to trade him. I was like 12 years old.
What was this about? Oh, okay.
Basketball.
Okay.
And he forced the league, the youth association, to let him go play with Josh Miller so they could just win everything. And so we were stuck with no star player. And so our coach was like, I'm out. So he quit before our first game, and they were like, I guess you guys we'll give you your money back or whatever. And one of the kids' dads was like, I'll coach, I guess, just so they don't have to like stay home. So every game was just that coach being like, I don't really know basketball, so go do stuff, go have fun. And our practices were just doing layups, and then we just played 5-on-5 scrimmage, which was pretty fun. I mean, it was one of the more fun seasons that we've ever had, but we only won 1 game.
That reminds me of our church league, just us running around setting screens and David getting pissed off.
Yeah. But our church league was better than my crappy youth league. And of course, JR and Josh's team went undefeated and beat everybody. So
in our church league, we got to watch Ryan Bennett cry like a little baby girl and get thrown out of the game with only 3 fouls, but he fouled out.
I hope he somehow listens to this.
Dude.
Baby.
Oh, man. Yeah. He still looks like a little bitch.
Does he?
Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I guess I might be friends with him or something on Facebook, or somebody shared something. But yeah,
I doubt he listens to our podcast. If he goes Travis and Seal, let me listen to that.
Dude,
yeah, that's not
if he like messaged me, he's like, bro, you really think I look like a bitch still? Absolutely.
Yeah, you do.
Just without the braces. Absolutely.
There's 0% chance he listens to this, but there is a chance that somebody that still talks to him listens to this. And that's
somebody's gonna be like, "Damn, why y'all doing Ryan dirty?" And they're gonna message him, be like,
"That'd be awesome."
Still hates you, bro. I don't know what he never even really did anything to me. I just don't like the kid. Never liked him. Never liked his stupid.
Well, you didn't like his mom, right?
Oh, hell
not to throw shade at people's moms, but you didn't like his mom.
She worked for the school and did a lot for the church. And whenever I was coming up in Awanas,
their dad was pretty dope though.
I moved there. Him. Oh, best mailman in the world. But yeah, she didn't really like me that much coming up through Awanas, and I was a little hellion. I think I'm the only person to ever get sent home from Awanas church study.
That's sad.
Yeah. was there for about an hour, and I got home. Dad was like, "What the hell are you doing? It's only 7:30. You're supposed to be home till 9." Yeah, I left early.
Why didn't you just go to
Wasn't good.
Jason's, or was that pre-Jason?
Hmm?
Why didn't you just go into Jason's?
That was
so your
that
dad
was
didn't-
pre-Jason. I was in
Oh,
7th
okay.
grade then. I just walked home and in a shame of guilt and felt like God hated me because he kicked me out of church. But yeah, and that was when I forget their names, but yeah, Miss Bennett was part of all that stuff. But yeah, anyways, let's transition to happy stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
I texted you. I wanted to start this podcast off with somehow doing a brawl, even though we're on opposite sides of the Americas right now. But brawl happened on Saturday. We've had a lot of brawls going on. The Bears brawl with that stupid. We're not even thought about talking. I'm not going to talk about that.
He's a scrub. No scrubs allowed on this podcast.
But yeah. Let's talk about a little bit of Dan Mullen. The Gators had something happen at halftime. They did a little last second heave, and Kyle Trask just got absolutely demolished.
Got drilled.
And the offensive lineman that apparently initiated the whole thing, he went on Instagram or Facebook or something and posted, "I'm sorry for what I had going on that had to do with the brawl, but I will always back my quarterback and I will always back my coach." So
Right.
I guess he started something, and all that shit started. But you see somewhere in the video, Dan Mullen starts coming up from bottom screen and is going out. It doesn't look like he's trying to pull anybody back.
No, he's
Dan
in.
Mullen
He's in on
is
it.
trying to get in on this action, and you can see somebody in a Mizzou, one of their coaches, somebody's staffer, dude, bald head. He says something to Dan Mullen, and Dan rips his get back guy right off of him and starts going. And you see him the whole time. He's trying to get into it. And finally things get separated. He does the good thing, goes, shakes the coach's hand, talks to the ref, does all that stuff. You see him walking back, scratching his head, and he kind of goes and he's like, "You know what? Let's go!" And fucking, I saved myself for him at that point in time. If anything ever happens in his relationship, anything happens in mine, we could totally become companions if he wants to. It's 2020. It's allowed. And, and a sin is a sin is a sin is a sin. You can go 66 miles an hour while you're driving and disobey God that way.
Well, if it's just companionship, you're straight, I think. I mean,
Dan Mullen.
just be
I love that
lifelong
man, dude.
roommates.
I've always loved
lifelong
Dan Mullen. He has definitely by far been my favorite coaching staffer, Gator staffer that we have. And I will always love me some Billy Donovan too. But absolutely love Dan Mullen. And at that point in time, he became my favoriteest human ever on earth. Like, who in their right mind as a head coach, he's thinking, shit, man, we got Georgia next week. I'm going to have players out. How the hell am I about to get these guys calmed down? We still have another half to play.
Well, the players played that way in the first half. They played like, "Oh, we have Georgia next week." And they didn't even think that this was a real game.
Yeah. And out of all of that flowing through his head, he's like, "You know what? Let me show some love to the fans real quick and get them hyped up."
But he also said the same thing that the offensive lineman said. He said, "Listen," he goes, "I don't condone any sort of fighting or anything like that, but I love and respect the players that will stick up for their quarterback." So,
and shout out to him, knowing he's going to get all these questions, knowing it's going to be a serious ass post game press conference. Still comes out as Darth Vader, letting them know it's still Halloween, baby.
exactly.
It's still Halloween. I know we got some serious shit to talk about, but I'm Darth right now. Let's get it. I love that man so
fun.
much.
So
He's the best. I hope he is the new ball coach. I think he did something that the team did something first time since the head ball coach
since
did.
the old ball coach, head ball coach, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
but something happened. I saw and it said HBC. I was like, yeah, the NBC baby.
But we still haven't been shut out in, what is it now, 32 years or some shit, some crazy
I ain't never
number.
seen one.
Well, no, like we haven't. It's
But we did lose to
been
Kentucky.
we
Awesome.
almost saw one a couple years back because Jim McElwain is not a good coach. And then Will Muschamp also almost gave
Got
us a
fucking
few
beat by
shutouts.
Georgia Southern at home.
Will Muschamp
Ranked.
also was really close to getting us shut out, but somehow we found a way to score every single game. We still haven't been shut out. We're the longest streak in forever. And so we're doing that. Anything else you got for us before we head out of here? I have a longer shout out to give, but
Ooh. No, I don't.
it's not for an individual person. It's for a lot of things.
I don't think I do, man. Absolutely I do. I thought about it. So I forgot my knee brace again. didn't wear it, and holy shit, did my leg hurt, my knee hurt. So I just really want to tell people, I don't care how old you are. I'm only 29 years old, about to be 30. I've been having knee pain since I was in high school. I used to get made fun of it a lot. My knee looks like it's a diabetic just because of how disgusting and over large it is. And if you have knee pain, it doesn't matter how old you are, dude. Go to CVS or whatever store you can go get a little knee brace at. Mine was $20. It has a little support thing on it. Dude, do it. I don't know why the hell you would listen to me and I'd be the one to make you finally go do it. But I promise you it'll make a hell of a lot of difference. Do it. That's my shout out. Care about yourself.
And on that same note, this isn't my shout out. Use good posture, bro. I don't care how young you are. Your back will get fucked.
Don't do this. Don't sit like this.
In a
This
hurry.
is how I sit. You see how I sit?
I lean back in my chair like this, like when I'm playing, and my back is like it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I say that as somebody that doesn't use good posture. Still, even though my back is already thrown out, spend the extra money for a good couch, a good chair, a good whatever. Buy a heating pad. Buy Epsom salts for your bath. I'm telling you, I don't care how young you are. If you're in high school playing high school sports, do it now. I'm only 30, and I can tell you, you will be happy by the time 30 gets here.
There's a reason these professional athletes spend millions of dollars on their bodies.
Yeah,
because
Russell Wilson said he does all kinds of.
Oh yeah, he did $1 million, 2 hyperbarics. Yeah, chefs.
2
chefs. Man,
it's
crazy, but it really is worth it. Even if you don't have all the kinds of money, it's really worth it to get the $30 chair instead of the $15 chair.
Absolutely,
bar none.
Just
and
words of wisdom from not old people with old bodies.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
People at work mess with me all the time because we have a kind of older crowd, a lot of people in their 50s and whatnot. And they mess with me all the time. I'll go out and sit on the bench and I'll put my leg up and take my strap off real quick. They're like, dude, how old are you? Like 24? I'm like, I'm only 29, but yeah, fuck you. It hurts.
I have, not even kidding, been made fun of at work because I've dropped a pin, got up from my chair, went into the mail room, got a new pin, and came back to my desk.
You don't even do it?
I eventually get it, but I'm like, nope, I'm too busy right now.
I know.
And somebody walked by when I was doing that, and they were like, "Are you seriously just gonna leave the pin there?" I was like, "I'll get it. Don't worry. One day I'll get it."
Yeah, I used to make fun of Dad whenever he would go to tie his shoes because he would sit on the highest chair possible, and then he'd do his little.
I can't tie. I have to tie my.
He'd take
my
couple
right
seconds.
shoe I can fit. My left shoe I have to like pick my foot up and do it.
Yeah, he would take a couple. I think he was the same way. He'd take a couple seconds, then he'd.
Yeah, I can't just like bend.
And I would just laugh at him.
Do it.
And he laughs at me. If I drop something at work, when I drop the knives and stuff, I get so mad because I got to bend over, pick it up. Now I got to walk all the way to the dish pit, wash the damn knife. Now I got to walk all the way.
Yeah, it's rough. Take care of your body when it's young because it's not young forever. But anyways,
absolutely.
The shout out I really wanted to give was about voting. A lot of voting, and we'll start out with it sports related. The finalists for all the 4 awards came out. So MVP awards, Cy Young awards, Manager of the Year awards, and Rookie of the Year awards. All those are really well and good. The Dodgers aren't going to win anything. Mookie is in the MVP finalist, but Freddie Freeman's got that on lock. But there are a lot of old Dodgers that are on it, which is really crazy. Of course, I said Mookie Betts, but Manny Machado is also on the NL MVP. Kenta Maeda and Hyun-Jin Ryu are both on the AL Cy Young. Neither of them are going to win, sadly. Yu Darvish is on the NL Cy Young. A lot of old Dodgers, none of which are going to win. Actually, Yu Darvish might win the NL, but it's probably going to be Trevor Bauer. But it's crazy to see how many
Who's going to be Red Sox?
Dodgers are going to be there, and there's no Red Sox on any of them.
Because they suck. But Trevor Bauer is going to be a Red Sox.
He might, yeah. But anyway, so Trevor Bauer, my predictions, just so it's on the podcast. I don't know if you had watched enough baseball this year to make a prediction, but I think it's going to be Trevor Bauer, Shane Bieber, Freddie Freeman, and DJ LeMahieu for those 4 awards. I don't know. The Manager of the Year, I really couldn't tell you. And Rookie of the Year, I really couldn't tell you. I don't really even know any of these rookies. So I'm going to leave those off. But the MVP and the Cy Young, I think it's going to be those 4 guys. So
yeah, I'm thinking, oh yeah, we didn't even mention it, dude. Congratulations to you and your Dodgers, bro.
I mentioned it on the LAFC one that I did mid-year, so I forgot about that on this, but midweek, last week. But yeah, Dodgers. We are the champions. And
Is it
dude,
soaked in?
I wish that I liked the Lakers too, because have you seen some of those dual shirts and hats and
Yeah.
shit? They're nice. I
Yeah, they
even
are.
looked at the hat one and I was like, I want this, but I can't do it for the LeBums. If
Yeah.
LeBron wasn't on the Lakers and they won it, I'd do it. Even as not a Lakers fan, those are nice. They look good, and I'd be fitting
Yeah.
in. But no, it
I'm
hasn't
thinking-
really soaked in. It doesn't. It doesn't feel too crazy. When the hat shows up, it's supposed to be here today. If you're listening to this, I was wanting it to come Monday night, but it's coming on Tuesday. But I think I've worn Dodgers every single day since then. Well, except today, but I did wear it today when I went to the store. But every time I've gone out, I've worn Dodgers, and every single time I've gotten a congratulations or a go Dodgers or something when I've been out. So that's really cool. You always get kind of go Dodgers anyway, but it's a different vibe, like the go Dodgers now. A year ago when we lost to the Nationals, like it was still, you still get a go Dodgers. I mean, I don't know how many big you lived with in Jacksonville, so the Jags might probably got kind of the same thing. But when you're in the city, they see it, they're just go Dodgers. It's just like no matter what, it's really cool.
Well, I get what you're saying. Like with the different vibe to it, being from Florida, you get, if you see somebody wearing Gators and you're a Gators fan, go Gators. And when we were growing up, it was always go Gators. Now it's getting to that go Gators. Like,
well, yeah, because when we were kids, we had 96, and then when we were old enough to really be able to do it, we had 2. So it's like, man, it's a different vibe. And now, it's been 12 years, so we need to get another one. But
now let's get to that. Just go Gators.
Yeah. So the baseball awards are out there. We don't get to vote on those, but we do get to vote. If you're listening to this early enough in the day, if you're listening to it when it just came out, go vote. If you haven't voted yet, it is voting day. Happy election day. If you're listening to this when it came out again, you have until, 5 o'clock your time, Eastern time, right? Or 5 o'clock local time, I think. So that's why it goes by your time zone. But anyway, go out and vote. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care if you don't vote for anybody.
Vote for Kanye. Just vote.
Yeah, vote for Kanye if you want. Write in Mickey Mouse. I don't care. Just get in the game plan of voting, because, and I'll just say personally for me, I'm not going to tell anybody who I voted for, but personally for me, I care more about the propositions than I care about the people anyway, because the people, while they probably affect my life in some way, I'm not talking about the 2 crazy people up at president right now, but those people that are like the school board, that doesn't affect me, and a lot of times I'll leave those blank because, 1, I don't have kids in school. 2, I don't know those people. I haven't seen in their platforms, anything. But the propositions matter, man. They matter big time. I saw some on my ballot out here, and the propositions are different for every single county. So you'll see stuff that I didn't see. So it doesn't even matter if I told you what I vote for anyway. But there's been a lot of stuff on this one that I am firmly against, and I had to make my name known out there. And those are a lot closer than presidential elections. You might say, hey, I live in California, it's a blue state, it's always going to be blue. Or I live in Texas, it's always red. Doesn't matter what I do. The propositions do matter, and they change all the time. Make sure you are voting. Seal, have you voted yet, or are you going to vote on the day?
I'm voting on the day. Unfortunately, I decided to do that. I haven't had time. Today was the only time I could have to do it.
I went today. I went about 4 o'clock. Don't tell my bosses. I don't think they listen to this. But I went about 4 o'clock. You're allowed to vote. Anyway. Have you seen that? I don't think that's California. I think that's federal. But if you have to work on election day, you are guaranteed 2 hours of paid leave to go vote. Wow. And that might just be awesome. California, because California is very, very much people friendly. But
yeah, I agree. There are a lot of outlandish stuff on there this year. I've heard a lot of dumb stuff that could be on there, like a lot of federal stuff. I'm not sure of, like just sick shit that people were trying to just weasel right underneath our noses. And it happens all the time, especially because a lot of Americans who are able to vote don't, because a lot of Americans under the age of 30 just don't vote and don't care to. And like you say, like, even if you don't, my vote doesn't count. It absolutely matters. And the fact that voting isn't even a God-given right. It's an American right.
It's not even
they're-
an American right in the sense, as in like convicts can't vote. Like if
Dude,
you
yeah,
are able to
absolutely.
vote, it's huge. Like that's a big thing. Which we have
Um,
actually convicts being able to vote on our ballot right now. So
Yeah.
there's
And
that.
I feel like they should. I mean, not all of them, but yes, a lot of people just get caught up doing stupid shit, and they haven't done stupid shit in
Well,
20 years when they were 15 years old being dumb.
the law that it is after they've served their sentence while they're on parole. So it's a little different because, and I think it matters what crime. Which if they're murderers, they're not getting out on parole anyway. So I think it. I think
And
it
if
was.
there's
that. I don't remember.
if there's any way that we could vote to get Alex Cora not to be a Boston Red Sox manager ever the fuck again, that'd be great. Because if that happens, I am probably not going to watch baseball for another
There
season.
is a way, and it's called get the commissioner out of here because he just messes everything up. Because he would have banned Alex Cora from baseball, and
Yeah.
we'd be fine. He wouldn't be there. It'd be great.
What was his name? Old Rod. What was it? Sterling? Was Sterling the old baseball manager?
Selig, Bud Selig.
Bud Selig. There we go. I'm thinking of David. I'm putting
You're
all
thinking
of
of
them
the
together.
Clippers guy.
I'm putting I'm
Sterling,
putting a whole
Sterling.
bunch of names. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't no
But yeah,
commissioner, but
yeah,
he-
Bud Selig. Yeah, his ass would have been gone. All of them would have been gone.
Yeah.
The players, everybody. There would have been no way that shit would have been happening. But yeah, I found out that they were having talks with him, which I was bummed about. And then yesterday or the day before, and there was a high chance that Alex Cora will become the Red Sox manager again.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
No.
But yeah, get out and vote if you listen to this. If you did, I should have had my I voted sticker, but I'm wearing it to work tomorrow.
Who cares?
I care. They mailed it to me, so I'm gonna.
I
wear it.
saw a meme thing saying like, yeah, it's cool that you voted, but you don't have to post a picture with your sticker.
The LAFC ones are sick. If you go vote, if you're in California, if you're in LA, go vote at the Bank of California Stadium. They give you these awesome black and gold I voted stickers.
What?
They look
That's
super
so
cool.
cool.
So yeah, so do
Is
that.
that where you went?
No, Fuck that.
Ah,
I did the mail-in one that got the shitty normal sticker. I I biked it down to the little drop box today. Put it in.
nice.
But yeah, anyway, get out there and vote. Do your thing. And just remember, guys, no matter what happens, no matter which big head is there in the presidency, they can't change shit tomorrow. They can't really change shit for the worse, no matter what, no matter which side. If you think what they are doing is the worst thing in existence, then it can't happen. It's got to go through a lot of stuff. And if it's truly the worst thing in existence, it won't happen. So either one, it won't happen, or two, maybe it's not the worst thing in existence. Check it out, take a step back, figure out what you gotta do to change. But it's not just gonna. Hopefully, there's no civil war, is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
It's not gonna change right away. But I know it's gonna be bad. Just keep a level head. At least if you listen to this, just don't be an idiot. That's my advice. Don't be
Yeah,
an
that's
idiot.
my biggest thing with people. Oh, do you see all these taxes? And we're like, do you really think it's gonna pass? Yeah. Okay, well then don't vote for them. That's literally
Yeah.
as much as you can do as a person. That's
And that's
all
why you vote for the other stuff too, because now, not to take any sides, but the House and the Senate are both Republican right now. So
Mhm.
if Joe Biden gets in there, a lot of the stuff he tries to pass aren't going to pass. And that's
Exactly.
just, and I'm telling you as somebody that's neither, I don't like either one of those two people that are running for president, but he's going to try to pass a lot of shit that's not going to go through anything. Donald Trump, we saw for 4 years, tries to pass a lot of shit that doesn't go through. So it's going to be very difficult. You actually have to have good policies. Even Obama, we saw Obama, who was widely loved, have a lot of stuff not pass through and then get flipped as soon as Donald Trump became president. So it just keeps flipping back and forth every time. It's kind of annoying. I wish they
The
would
only
change the
thing
whole
I'm
system.
excited for is to wake up on Wednesday and COVID be gone since the elections are over.
In California, that's the thing, bro. It's stupid.
Bro, you're gonna wake up Wednesday and they're gonna, hey, we're going into phase 3. Be like, what? Bitch, we've been in
They
phase
literally
-1.
said we won't even like look at the lockdown laws until after the election. And it's like, it's a virus. How is a time of
Yeah,
the
dude,
year
I'm telling
change
you.
that?
Dude, it's going
just-
to happen. I'm waiting on it. I've been
Well,
telling C Steins.
COVID won't be gone.
No, absolutely not.
The
I've been telling
policies
C-Steins that
will.
all the time. I'll see you November 4th, bro.
But if Trump gets voted in, then we'll just be locked down for 4 more years. At
Yeah,
least in
just spray some
California.
Lysol on that shit.
Not in California, we won't. We'll be locked down we're gonna secede from the union, bro. We're gonna be gone. No Donald Trump out here. Get out of here.
Call it California 19.
We do stupid shit. We need to end this podcast, but California, if you do live out here, you already know we do stupid shit. We already tried to separate the state into 3 different states. That was 2016.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, we do a lot of stupid shit. So that's why I say go vote. Read your stupid thing, because there are a lot of stupid things on there that sometimes it makes you laugh, but then it just makes you cry that it's actually on the ballot. You're like, crap, this got all the way to here. But anyways, go vote. And no matter what the results are, don't be stupid. Keep your head up high. Keep fighting your fight, because in your own personal life, that shit's not changing tomorrow. That shit's not changing on the 4th. It could change with policies 4, 5, 6 years down the road, but you wake up and you keep living your life doing what you got to do, because what you got to do is the most important thing to you right now. So do that. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.